Hi, friends and book lovers. We are now into short book reading session. In these sessions, I am reading my book, A Call to God Music Therapy for Evolution. For buying any book, we always would like to know what's in that book and whether it is of our liking. We'll be able to read this book, we'll be able to assimilate the ideas that is given in the book, or it is just going to go above our head. And sometimes it is important to listen to somebody who has read the book, or sometimes now I'm going to give you a small sample by reading a few pages from the book, one or two pages from the mid of the book. I'm Dr. Aruna Shri. I have done my research, clinical research in integrating customized Indian classical music to holistic self development approaches. This is about evolving methodology for music therapy and also customizing the compositions and evolving therapeutic modules in sync with the existing therapeutic modules in various clinical setups. It's an advanced area in music therapy. So I'm going to read 48 and 49 pages, 48 and 49 from this book. Initially, we had two book reading sessions in which I had read some very lighter parts of this book. This is a heavier part of this book, and this is especially for people who want to become therapists. So here we are going to read this topic: evolving CMPD of a patient. CMPD is evolved from the records we maintain about our music. Therapy observatory sessions. Music therapy observatory sessions. CMPD is evolved from the records we maintain about our music therapy observatory sessions. This record has to be done in a systematic format. In general, a typical record must contain personal details of the patient, their medical history, date of the session, ragas used, musical forms used, singer or the composer details, observation by therapist, and feedback of the patient. The best way to have some kind of record is to take written feedback from the patients. But in our country, in India, of diversity, this process is very challenging. In Bengaluru, when I collected some feedback, I got it in Kannada. In Kerala, I got the feedback in Malayalam. Obviously, I need a translator. At some places, I got people in my session who could tell me what they felt like, but they were poor at writing. So I decided to record feedbacks, audio record, both written and audio. Being able to receive, record, and decipher those feedbacks is the basic essential step for implementing music therapy systematically. Palliative music therapy is the first level therapy and can be practiced even by aspirants with adequate fundamental knowledge of classical music. But it is indeed important to improve appreciation level of an aspirant and teach them a methodology for selecting music. People with very limited appreciation about music cannot become palliative therapists. A broad liking for music helps us identify the choice of patients with varying likes for music. The first step is to know your patient's life, important events, and how they relate themselves with music. In a country like India, language, diction, and accent varies every 250 kilometers. Hence, musical choices also vary a lot. Layman listeners are unable to appreciate unknown songs played as instrumentals. Hence, we require a wide knowledge base about languages too. Alternately, a language specialist's help can be taken to a required extent. Hence, being aware of local language is essential for carrying out palliative music therapy. Most of the palliative therapists resort to film music. It is very easy to strike chords with the patient if you use film music. But film music revolves around only two or three types of emotions. Most of the film music composers have no scientific inclination but just go by the audience choice. To explain to a layman of how this affects therapeutic perspective, I shall present an example here. While eating, we are advised to eat a balanced food. A balanced food is called Arusuvai Unavu in Tamil. It means to say if our food has all six types of taste. If our food has all six types of taste, it is mostly well balanced. The six types of taste are sweet, sour, spicy, astringent, salty, and bitter. We must see to it that we include all these tastes in our food periodically. Similarly, ragas too have rasas, means various types of emotions, taste, colors. If we listen to music of all nine types of rasas, our mind and the body will be in a balanced condition. While listening to filmy music, we repeatedly happen to hear songs portraying emotions like love, despair, depression, or too much of joy. In my experience, I have come across patients who have landed up with psychological issues because of long duration exposure to film music. We have most of the time come across addicts who keep listening to specific songs which reinforce their state of mind. Addictive listening to a set of film songs has always been observed as symptoms before a person gets fully addicted to drugs. With all these things brought forth, it is needless to say that film music is highly unscientific and of no great purpose. Should we seek long term benefits from music therapy? The fabulous and sublime option. In the method, I have collected some native lyrics. In this method, I collected some native lyrics of philosophical significance and folk origin. If it is already famous in a well known tune, I will refine it to the closest raga. If not, I compose it in a tune that seems to appeal most in that region. I play such collections in observation sessions and note down the feedback I get from patients. Once the music is selected, it has to be played repeatedly to see some effects. Any new song may not be accepted immediately. Hence, playing the same song in consecutive sessions will help us get a more meaningful feedback. Sometimes a patient may like some music which is therapeutically not so useful. Still, it is advisable to start with patient's choice and slowly diverge to explore into other kinds of music. In group therapy at the De Addiction Center, I introduced an abhang, Hari Alare, in raga Sunada Vinodini. Hariyala re, Hariyala re, Sant Sange Brahmanand Jala re. Despite their interest in filmy songs, they like this piece and would request me to play it in every session. In this way, it is the therapist's duty to improve awareness and appreciation level of the patient, which is also a factor that influences the success rate of therapy. Thank you. If you like this book, please buy it from Flipkart, Amazon, or even directly from Notion Press. Thanks for your support, listening. We'll also meet another time in another short book reading session.